Hello, aspirants. Welcome to IAS Mentorship. I welcome you all to the next session or to the next subject of your prelims bites, that is your international relations in one go. In this lecture, we will be learning about all the international relations which are important for your upcoming prelims examinations 2023, and also we will cover the static portion of it, and then we will link it with the current affairs, or first we will look what is the topic which is in the news, and then we will try to link it with the static part. And this whole coverage will be from 1 to 1.5 years, so it's absolutely a one stop solution for you guys. And we are bringing these sessions just for you all because you all have given a overwhelming response in our previous all the prelims bite session, especially in the mapping session. So keep giving your love and we will be motivated to bring these type of lectures for you. Okay, so in this session we are going to learn the international relations, and I have distributed the relations, or I have distributed this subject in various pillars, okay, so that you are having a clear cut imagination of what actually we are going to learn about. Okay, first pillar is your multilateral organizations, where we will be learning about all the multilateral organizations which are in news. Second pillar will be about Asia, all the important events, incidents, happenings, anything related to Asia in the context of IR we will be covering here. And then will be your Russia Ukraine, and your pillar number 4 will focus on Indo-US relations. Pillar 5 Europe, pillar 6 Australia, pillar 7 is your maritime, pillar 8 is your defense exercises, and pillar 9 is your miscellaneous. So in this way I will be going further so that you are having a clear picture in your mind, segregated chapter wise. You can say chapter 9 we will be covering in all these topics. Clear, guys? Okay. So first we are going to take the pillar number 1, that is your multilateral organizations. What is basically multilateral? Multilateral refers to different relationship that is not just confined to two, that is confined to all multiple stakeholders are there. Not just one, not just two, but there are multiple stakeholders. That is why it is known as multilateral organization. All these picture you can see here are multilateral organizations. Best example is United Nations. It is a grouping, okay? Basically it is having more than 195 countries. So that is your multilateral organizations. Okay. Let us start the session and look to the first topic, that is your India Ports Global Conduct Workshop on linking Chabahar with INSTC. Now what is INSTC? Anyone? Anyone know what is INSTC? Let us look on this picture. Basically, INSTC. Now, after seeing to this picture, you must come out with the answer. What is INSTC? What is INSTC, guys? Basically, the full form of INSTC is your International North South Transport Corridor. Okay, INSTC, International North-South Transport Corridor. Basically, it's a 7,200 kilometer long transport network that is offering the shortest route connectivity to its member state. Clear? And this INSTC, okay, see here, it starts from India. You can see it is starting from India, and India where? From the Mumbai. Okay, from Mumbai it is starting here. It is going to Iran, and then it is going to Caspian Sea. This is your Caspian Sea, you can see here, and then finally it is going to Moscow of Russia. Clear? So it is linking the country with the shortest route possible for the transportation of anything, goods or services. The movement of goods from Mumbai Okay, to your Shahid Biseti port of Chabahar, Iran. You should remember all these points. Okay, any question can come, any port can come in the prelims examination. From Chabahar to Bandar-e Anzali, okay, that is your Iranian port. It goes to Astrakhan. This is a Caspian port, clear? And then by Caspian port, it goes through other regions of the Russian Federation, and then it goes to your other parts of the Europe. Understood? What is INSTC? So this route is your very important for the examinations. Basically, this what has happened. India has conducted a workshop here. That is why it is in news. Okay, so you should remember it. Now, it was established on 12 September 2000 by Iran, Russia, and India. Remember, Iran, Russia, and India. That is why it is starting from India, goes to Iran, and then Russia. And this agreement has been ratified by 13 countries. Names are written there. You can go through it. It links the Indian Ocean to the Caspian Sea via Persian Gulf. Understood? See, it is linking the Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean is here, guys. This is Indian Ocean. And to your Caspian Sea through Persian Gulf. Here is your Persian Gulf. This is your Persian Gulf. Right? You can see it. So, this is your connectivity which you should remember it. Let us move to the next topic, that is your Indus Water Treaty with Pakistan. One treaty has been signed between India and Pakistan in the year 1960 that focuses on the Indus water sharing, because there were many disputes going on during that time, that which part of the Indus river should go to which part of India and which part of Pakistan. So let us first understand what is Indus Water Treaty. Okay, basically Indus Water Treaty, India and Pakistan in 1960, and who helped in this negotiation? World Bank. Prelims fact, remember it. Basically, it sets out a mechanism for cooperation and information exchange between two sides over the use of Indus water and its five tributaries: Satluj, Beas, Ravi, Jhelum, and Chenab. And also, this treaty provides that how this water should be shared between India and Pakistan. And what this treaty says, that river Indus, Chenab, and Jhelum. Pakistan will have river Indus, Chenab, and your Jhelum, whereas India will have Ravi, Beas, and Satluj. Ravi, Beas, and Satluj. This means that Indus water river, 80% of the water is going to Pakistan and just 20% is to India as per this agreement. And there is also a permanent Indus Commission that which requires both the country to establish this commission on their both sides so that there is no conflict arising here, and this commission is required to meet at least once a year. Understood everything about it? Okay, look once again what I have said to you here. I just said you that Indus river, this is your Indus, Jhelum, and Chenab. This will be uh, the rule over this river will be given to Pakistan, and the remaining river Ravi, Satluj, and where is Beas? Come on, tell me, where is Beas? Search and tell. Ravi, Beas, and Satluj will be given to India. Understood? Clear, everyone? So this is your everything about Indus Water Treaty. Let us move ahead. Now, what was the news? Basically, news was that India is now thinking to amend this Indus Water Treaty, and New Delhi has also issued a notice to Islamabad that saying that we have seeking a modification in this treaty which deals with the final provisions of the treaty. India is saying to Pakistan that we are providing you some modifications. You also look here. Okay, and this is your everything about it. Okay, let us move ahead and understand the next topic, that is your Universal Postal Union, UPU. Basically, it was established in 1874. Headquarters is Swiss capital Bern. Okay. and it is the second oldest international organization worldwide. Now comment the answer to the question which I am going to ask you, that which is the first, this is second oldest, which is the first oldest international organization worldwide. What is the name of the organization? This is your assignment question. Post your answers in your comment section. We will look towards it. With its 192 member country, basically this UPU has 192 member country. It is the primary forum for cooperation between postal sector players. All the people involved in the postal sector, the post offices, that are included here. Truly universal network of up-to-date product and services provided by the postal units. Okay, and any member country of the United Nations can become UPU, can become member of the UPU. If you are member of the UPU, then you can become the member of the, sorry, if you are member of the United Nations, then you can become the member of the UPU. Understood? Okay. This is your sign or logo of your UPU. Look closely. Next topic is India took over the leadership of APPU. Now what is this APPU basically? Tell me. The full form of APPU is your Asian Pacific Postal Union. India has taken the leadership of it. That is why this is very important for your examination. This APPU was found in 1982. Basically, it's an intergovernmental organization of 32 member countries, as it is saying Asia Pacific, which means that it will cover the member countries from Asia Pacific only. It is only the restricted union of your UPU. Basically, Universal Postal Unit is a very big, covers a very big area. And what is APPU? It is that part of UPU that is just restricted to Asia and Pacific. Understood? Clear? UPU is a very big term. APPU is just focusing on your Asia and Pacific. Understood? Yeah. Next, which is a specialized agency of your United Nations. The goal of APPU is to extend, facilitate and improve the postal relations between member countries and to promote cooperation in the field of postal services. Very neutral statement. You can understand it. Let us move further and see what is next for us. Next is your International Transport Forum. What is it? International Transport Forum. Forum is a meeting. It is an intergovernmental organization with 64 member countries. Basically, it's a think tank. As Niti Aayog is the think tank of India, it's a think tank for transport policy internationally. And as the word says transport, so basically it is covering all the transport mode and it talks about the transportation. Okay. And OECD is responsible for its administration. Okay. ITF is administratively integrated with the OECD. However, it is an independent body. Don't be confused that OECD is also linked with it. So this means that it is dependent over it. No. It is an independent body. However, OECD provides some kind of administration to ITF. Clear? You should understand that. Okay. Moving ahead. And now, very important topic for you, that is Interpol. What is Interpol? That we will learn. Basically, what is in the news? Interpol is working out to how to police the metaverse. Basically, metaverse is in news. What is metaverse, guys? Metaverse is a very advanced artificial intelligence technology where people can stand in front of it virtually and they can do whatever they are doing sitting in the house only. It feels like you are roaming in the Switzerland, or you just went to your friend house and having a cup of coffee with him, and that is just happening virtually. Okay, that is your metaverse. It's an extreme level technology advancement. Let us learn about Interpol first and then we will move to metaverse. Interpol headquarters is at Lyon, France. It is created in 1923 and it is the world's largest international police organization with 190 member countries. How many member countries are there? 190. Each member country is represented by National Center Bureau. Each country at a domestic level has national center bureau that reports to Interpol. Okay. It facilitates international police cooperation via its global police communication system, databases, training, and specific assistance. Okay. Basically, at world level, if we talk about what is the biggest body of the police in the international level, that is your Interpol or International Police. Where is the headquarter? Leon. When it was created? 1923. See, this picture, you can see this picture is of metaverse. Humans are not real, but virtually they are together. Okay, you can see here. Now it is very important fact for you. Interpol comes out with various colored notice. Okay, like police gives us notice, any police authority gives us notice. In the similar way, Interpol also gives us notice. We are going to learn what type of notice, which color denotes what type of identity. Red notice. If Interpol has issued red notice, that means wanted person is in picture. If it has issued green notice, it is warnings and intelligence. Yellow notice is about missing persons. Orange notice, imminent threat, upcoming threat. Blue notice, some kind of additional information. Purple notice, modus operandi, the way you are operating, okay, means the way you are taking actions. Black notice, unidentified body, and special notice is to groups and individuals subject to UNSC sanctions. If United Nations Security Council sanctions any other country, then what type of notice is generated? Your Interpol special notice. Clear? Learn this fact by heart. It can come in the match the following in prelims examination. Now let us learn about metaverse. I have already shown you a picture. It is a 3D version of the internet and computing at large scale. Okay, basically, author Neil Stephenson coined the term metaverse in 1992 in his science fiction novel Snow Crash. This person written a book named as Snow Crash. In that book, first time metaverse was termed. Okay. Basically, that time metaverse meant envisioned lifelike avatars who met in realistic 3D buildings and other virtual reality environment. That is only what is happening in the metaverse. It gives users to power to create their own experiences and also to interact with each other in these spaces, even collaborate with each other. By sitting just in house, you can visit nearby place for meeting your friends virtually. Basically, it combines physical reality, virtual reality, augmented reality, AI, social media, online gaming, cryptocurrencies, etc. All these technologies are combined at one place, and that is your metaverse. Clear? Fine. Let us move ahead. Next topic is also very important, Collective Security Treaty Organization or CSTO. Basically, what is it? It is an intergovernmental military alliance that came into effect in 2002. Remember it. When did it entered into force? 2002. And it is intergovernmental military alliance. Okay. Collective security for military. Headquarters is in Moscow, the Russia's capital. Okay. And now what is the background of its formation? Basically, it started to be active when Kazakhstan, the first start of their activeness was in the Kazakhstan when they tried to curb the protest which threatened the very existence of the regime. Okay. Basically, there was some unrest going on, and during that unrest only CSTO came into picture, and it was created in 1992 finally, and it came into force in 2002. This CSTO is also referred to as Tashkent Pact or Tashkent Treaty. Very important. What is member? Who all are member? Member is your Armenia, okay, Belarus, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. You can see here. Clear? This is your CSTO. Remember, this member country is very important. Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia and Tajikistan. Okay, fine. Next topic, Maritime Rescue Coordination Center or MRCC. What is this? Basically, MRCCs are part of international network under United Nations International Maritime Organization. Basically, under the IMO, United Nations IMO, the Rescue Coordination Center is there. What is the aim? To monitor the sea lanes with the objective of swift response to emergencies. They are responsible for keeping a watch on sea lanes, whether they are free or not, whether some transportation can be done or not. Okay, like a guard, like a watchdog, such as vessel in distress. And if they found any kind of emergency, they used to spread this information. Clear? They also used to prevent the environmental disasters such as oil spill. Each country is responsible for its own search and rescue region. Clear? Very important. And the work of MRCC is coordinated by Navy and Coast Guard in each country. Each country's Navy and Coast Guard together cooperate with MRCC to provide them with relevant information. And in India, who is the coordinating agency? Who is coordinating with your MRCC? Your Indian Coast Guard. Okay, it is providing information in the Indian Ocean region. Fine. Next, India's role in United Nations peacekeeping missions over the years. We have already, you must have already seen the term United Nations peacekeeping. What is the meaning of peacekeeping? To keep peace, okay, to promote peace. So now what is happening basically? India has given a lot of effort in this United UN peacekeeping mission. Basically, what happens if in any part of the country, okay, in any part of the world, if someone is facing distress, conflict, war, crime is happening, United Nation Army is known as peacekeeping mission. They go and try to rescue the people from there. Clear? Basically, United Nation peacekeeping mission is a joint effort between Department of Peace Operations and Department of Operational Supports. Aim is to assist the countries to transit from situations of conflict to peace. That I have already told you right now. It began in 1948 when there was military unrest in your West Asia side. During that time, it started their work. And basically, the role was to monitor the armistice agreement between Israel and Arab neighbors. Basically, the Israel unrest happening during that time, 1948 time, that time, the peacekeeping forces were deployed there. Okay, so this is your everything about it. Basically, news. What is the news? Basically, they are part of United Nations Organization Stabilization Mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo or MONUSCO. Unrest is going on in Congo. That is why they have again been deployed there. A total 175 Indian peacekeepers has died so far while serving the United Nations. Clear? Understood? It is a very proud moment for all over the world that our people are sacrificing their life for other countries' peace. Clear? India has lost more peacekeepers than any other UN member state. That is why India is always been respected for this. The efforts which India has put towards this peacekeeping has put by no other country. Clear? Yeah. Next question is Iran, Belarus to be newest Shanghai Cooperation Organization members. Basically, earlier there were 8 members to the SCO. Recently, Iran has been added as 9th member and your Belarus has given its application. Okay, soon it will also be accepted or let us see what happens next. Okay, while Belarus has applied for the membership. Now total, how many members are there in SCO if question comes? 9, not 8. Remember always, clear? This is the first expansion of SCO after India and Pakistan were admitted to grouping. After 2017, this is the first expansion in 2022 or 3. This news is of, I think, 2022. Yeah. SEO follows the system of consensus in deciding admissions of new members. Basically, if we want to add members, the decision must be by coordination. Now, let us learn some facts about SEO. It's a permanent intergovernmental international organization. It's a Eurasian, Europe and Asian political, economical, military organization that aims to maintain peace, security, stability in the region. It was created in 2001. Prior to this creation, Kazakhstan, China, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan were members of Shanghai 5. Initially, Shanghai 5 was there with 5 members written over here. Its charter was signed in 2002 and came into force in 2003. India and Pakistan became member in 2017. Its secretariat is in Beijing. Okay. And 2022 annual summit of SEO was held at Samarkand, Uzbekistan. Will be held because this news I have taken from the news lines from your previous year. That is why it is written will be held. But now we have crossed that year. It has been already held. Clear? Understood it. Another important news which is in your picture. I hope everything is clear to you by about your SEO. Next is your fifth BIMSTEC summit that has recently happened. Okay, fifth BIMSTEC summit, 30th March 2022. It was happened in 30th March 2022. BIMSTEC full form, Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. Clear. Headquarters Colombo, Sri Lanka. Okay. What is the fifth BIMSTEC happened recently? Theme was towards a resilient region, prosperous economies, healthy people. UPSC can quote this statement and say whose motto, yeah, whose theme was this. Basically, what was the main outcome? Was the adoption and signing of BIMSTEC charter. Okay. In this summit, basically, charter was signed which formalizes the grouping into organization made up of member state. Basically, giving a more official status. BIMSTEC, this fifth BIMSTEC summit was came into picture. Okay, understood, guys? Any doubt till this point? Comment. Do tell me how you are liking this session or not. Okay, clear. The summit also saw considerable progress being achieved. Basically, adoption of master plan for transport connectivity by leaders also came into picture in the BIMSTEC. Understood? This also you need to keep in the mind. Fine. So this is your BIMSTEC recent news, which was very important for you. Another important thing, 3 BIMSTEC agreements were signed. First was your Convention on Mutual Legal Assistance in Criminal Matters. Second is your BIMSTEC Memorandum of Understanding on Mutual Cooperation in the Field of Diplomatic Training. Third is your Memorandum of Association on Establishment of BIMSTEC Technology Transfer Facility. Just remember 3 words: criminal matter, diplomatic training, and your technology transfer. Clear? Understood? Fine. So I hope it is clear to you till this point, whatever we have learned till now. Next, let us look what is your BIMSTEC. As I have already told you that BIMSTEC is a regional multilateral organization. Full form is Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral and Economic Cooperation. Okay. The member countries lies in the adjacent areas of Bay of Bengal. As I have already told you, that is why name is Bay of Bengal Initiative, right? Clear? Who are the 7 members? 5 are from South Asia, 2 are from Southeast Asia. The South Asia members are Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Sri Lanka. Southeast Asia from Myanmar and Thailand. Clear? 7 members here. Understood? Any doubt? See this slide and tell me if you are having any doubt. Okay, let us move ahead and yeah, important thing we have covered. Fine. Let us move ahead and see what is next. What is genesis of BIMSTEC? Basically, what is the main aim of BIMSTEC? Basically, the sub-regional organization began in 1997 through the important declaration, Bangkok Declaration. Very important fact for your prelims. Okay. Initially, only 4 members were there. That is why it is known as BIMSTEC. Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, all these 4 countries were responsible for its formation in the initial phase. It renamed BIMSTEC in 1997 when Myanmar was included in it. Basically, Myanmar was included later, remember it. Okay? And with the admission of Nepal and Bhutan in 2004, finally it got changed into BIMSTEC. So if we try to write the chronology of it, how we can write it? Chronology. First BIMSTEC was there, then it moved to BIMS Economic Cooperation. What is left now? Addition of Nepal and Bhutan, and then finally it got changed into full name BIMSTEC. Remember, okay? Between T and EC there is a gap. There is a gap. This is like this: Bengal, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and then what happened? Addition of Nepal. Then M got added, and then your Nepal and Bhutan also added in it. Clear? So this is your everything about BIMSTEC. Some important mechanisms, institutional mechanisms you should be remembering. First is your BIMSTEC summit. It is a highest policy making body. Second is ministerial meeting. Second, apex policy making forum. First is your BIMSTEC summit. Second is your ministerial meeting. Then is your senior officials meeting that are represented by senior officials or foreign ministers. Then is your BIMSTEC working group and your business forum and economic forum. Remember this fact that BIMSTEC summit is highest level decision making body. Clear? Next, important connectivity projects between BIMSTEC countries. Okay, you can see Kaladan multimodal project is between links. It links India and Myanmar. Asian Trilateral Highway, India, Thailand, Myanmar. Understood? Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Motor Vehicles Agreement, BBI. All these connectivity projects, whatever countries are there, they are part of the BIMSTEC also. These countries are part of the BIMSTEC also. What is the significance of BIMSTEC for India? First is neighborhood policy, Act East policy, and economic development in India's northeastern states. Also, it is allowing India to counter China's creeping influence over the countries situated in the Bay of Bengal region because of its initiative, that is your Belt and Road Initiative. Okay, fine. So with this, let us move ahead and you can refer this. What are the objective of your BIMSTEC? To create enabling environment for rapid economic development in the region. And what are the principles here? You can go through sovereign equality, territorial integrity, political independence, no interference in internal affairs, mutual benefit, peaceful coexistence. These all are some important motto or your what you can say aim or focus areas of your BIMSTEC region. I hope it is clear to you till this point. Okay, fine. Now let us move ahead to the new topic, that is your this I have already told you. We have covered this what the BIMSTEC summit is high level decision making body, policy making body. Next topic is G20 event recently held in Bali, Indonesia. We will try to understand what are the key highlights of this meeting and also we will try to understand what is basically G20. Clear? I hope till this point you all are with me. You are enjoying the session. You are getting good information relevant for your examinations. Okay, so basically, let us start with your G20. What is G20? We will try to understand. You must have already learned about it. It is an intergovernmental organization having 19 countries are there and one European Union is there. That is why it is G20 or Group 20. 20 member countries are there. Fine. Basically, it having the world's largest economies. All the 20 countries, if we combine their economy, it contributes to world's largest economy, having both developed and developing nations, having 90% of the gross the world product, 75 to 80% of the international trade, two-thirds of the global population, and half the world's land area. These are some of the facts through which you can analyze how big this grouping is. It was founded in year 1999 and since 2008 it has convened at least once a year. It has came out with many summits, okay, with your government, finance minister, foreign minister, other officials, fine. And European Union is represented by European Commissions and European Central Bank. In the other countries are represented by finance minister, foreign minister, etc. But in the Europe, it is represented by European Commission and European Central Bank. Clear? So finally, first look to this image. What is it about? If we see here, this is your G7 country. Germany, United Kingdom, France, Canada, US, Italy and Japan. These all 7 groupings are known as G7. If you add Russia to it, then it becomes G8. However, Russia is not a part now. It has been opted out from that grouping. G20, basically, if we combine all the countries in the box, Turkey, European Union, Argentina, Brazil, South Korea, Mexico, China, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Australia, India and South Africa. So together bring this together forms your G20. This is a very beautiful pictorial representation where you can compare also and you can learn also. Let us learn something more about it. Basically, the chairmanship of your G20, it for a given year, okay, it is assigned to one of the 5 different groupings. There are 5 different groups, A, B, C, D and E basically. And what is this grouping? I am just writing here A, B, C and D. It is not like that. It is like Indo-Pacific, European, American, like this, Latin American. So in that grouping, many countries are there. Okay. So if there is a chance of group B, then that country belonging to the group B will hold, and basically countries in that group negotiate with each other that who will be hosting this time. And I am very proud to say that 2023 will be hosted by India and 24 by Brazil. So proud because India is going to host the upcoming summit which is in your September month. Understood? Basically, G20 doesn't have a permanent secretariat. Generally, each grouping or any organization has a permanent secretariat, but it is not having. Remember that India is going to hold this summit in the upcoming September month. Moving ahead, India attends East Asia Summit and ASEAN. Okay, basically both these two organizations are very important. Firstly, let us try to understand what happened in the summit. Summit was at Cambodian capital Phnom Penh. Okay, 3-day summit was there. Major participants other than Asian were US President Joe Biden, Chinese Prime Minister Li Qiang, Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov and others were there. And from India, who represented? Jaishankar represented. Following are these issues which were discussed, such as crisis in Myanmar, Russia, Ukraine, global census, climate change, US and China tension, and your other common interest. These are all the focus areas for these summits. Next topic you need to understand is 19th Asian India Economic Ministers Meeting. India and Asian grouping has economic ministers meeting that we are going to learn about. Basically, what are the main focus areas of these meetings? Basically, they both have highlighted whatever economic achievements they have achieved till last. Okay, basically, they have been recovering from the impact of COVID-19, and their trade has also increased to 91.5 billion. Increase of 40% year to year has seen between India and ASEAN. Next important point is ASEAN India Business Council. Basically, it is a type of economic partnership. Next is supply chain connectivity between both the two, focusing on India Asian Trade in Goods Agreement, ATIGA. Very important thing. This is only ATIGA. Here, basically, both the parties come together and negotiate with the how we can seamlessly transfer the goods to each other. Basically, you need to see this. Now, let us learn about ASEAN. It is very important. The acronym is Association of Southeast Asian Nation. Southeast Asian Nation. It was formed when countries like Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, Singapore, and Thailand, these five countries came together and formed the grouping in 1967. What were the objectives? To promote economic and cultural development, security, peace, societal progress in Southeast Asia. Clear? And these are the five countries initially which were responsible for the formation of ASEAN, but later on five more countries have joined. And which five countries are? Brunei, Vietnam, Myanmar, Laos, and Cambodia. Okay? Clear? Five. Now countries, ASEAN group has 10 countries. Southeast Asian. Oh, clear? Everyone? Clear? Fine. So basically, this is an organization made to establish social and political stability in Asia Pacific post-colonial state. Motto is one vision, one identity, and one community. Clear? Secretariat is at Jakarta, Indonesia. Okay, and the chairmanship also rotates based on the alphabetical order of English member states. The letter which comes first will be chaired first. Clear? Okay. Next topic is your India US Trade Policy Forum. Very important. Basically, this aims to activate all the working groups in the fields of agriculture, non-agriculture goods, services, investment, intellectual property to address all the issues in this field so that both the parties are having win-to-win situation. Both are getting benefit from all the fields mentioned here. Idea is to deliver tangible benefits to both the countries by coordinating. That is only India US Trade Policy Forum which you need to understand. These are some of the highlights of the meeting whatever they have discussed. Okay, the India and US trade has been to $160 billion in 2021, which is a very big. Okay, and they feel that there are something lacking which we need to do. Okay, there are some significant potential that is still remain unfulfilled. So let us come out with some good innovative thing. And that is why US has also welcomed India's participation in Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. Clear? Basically, both are aiming for continued growth, peace, prosperity. Okay? And the ministers also welcomed turtle excluder device. Okay? Basically, this device will help in minimizing the impact of fishing on sea turtle population. Sometimes what happens when when fishermen are fishing, okay, they are bringing and throwing the large amount, big net in the ocean and in the seas. What happens? It disturbs the ecosystem, it disturbs the habitat. Okay, so basically using this device which has been built by your India and US along with National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, this will help to minimize the impact. Clear? It will focus on trade facilitation. They will also promote labor rights, workforce development, circular economy. All these things were talked in the Indo-US Trade Policy Forum. Clear? Fine. Now this is all everything about our pillar number 1, that was your multilateral organization. Now we are going to the next pillar, that is your Asia. And this is our India here. You can see this is a beautiful picture of Asia. Try to analyze what all things you can see here. Try to chalk it out, such as this is your Caspian Sea, this is your Persian Gulf region, right? This is your Indonesia, this is your Japan, this is your, what is this? Everything you should be able to find out. Okay. So let us move ahead with our pillar number 2, that is your Asia. Let us see what all important things have happened here. The first important thing is that Bangladesh has opened Padma Multi-Purpose Bridge. This is your beautiful bridge here. Okay. This you need to understand. Yeah. So this is your Padma Bridge. This is the longest bridge in Bangladesh that will significantly reduce the distance between Dhaka and Mongla seaport. Okay. So Padma bridge is in Bangladesh, remember. Okay. Basically, initially what happened, this project was about to be funded by World Bank. But in 2012, what happened? World Bank cancelled that we won't be funding because Bangladeshi officials are very corrupt. So that is why this project got delayed, because it didn't get any fund from international organizations such as your World Bank. But however, slowly Bangladesh completely financed by its own government expense, and this project has been solely built by their expense only. The Benpol land port and Pyra seaport, very important seaport name guys. I am sure, or I can be sure that if ports are coming, so Benapole land port or Pyra seaport recently seen in the news belong to which country? So you need to remember Bangladesh. Clear? This is your length and breadth you can see here, and this is about, it covers around 11 kilometers attached to 42 pillars. Okay, so this is your everything whatever I have said, that World Bank stopped funding, but anyhow Bangladesh wants to construct this, so eventually they constructed. Now here you can see I have also given you a map of Padma bridge location. Here Padma river is there. This is your Bangladesh. Here Ganga is meeting Jamuna, and finally when Ganga meets Jamuna, which river is made? Padma river. Clear? And this is the location of Padma bridge in the Bangladesh area. Clear? Fine. Let us move ahead with the next topic, that is your Bangladesh offers Chittagong port use to India. Basically, it has allowed India to use its Chittagong port. First, let us go to the map and see where it is. See, Chittagong or Chattogram port, both are same. The names are different, but both are same. Here is the port, and if they have allowed India to use it, basically it will help the Indian ships to get refueled, to access resource in the transportation, etc. In many things it will be helpful for India. Basically it is one of the important seaports of Bangladesh, located in the Chittagong hill tracts. Okay. Due to the seaport's close proximity to the northeastern Indian states, it has a very great potential to boost economic activities in northeast Indian states. We can also see that here is the port and here is our North India. It is so near to it, so it can also provide a very good connectivity to northeast India also. Clear? So you can understand it. Other important places in this, you can understand that this is here your Mongla port. It is also in your Bangladesh. Clear? See this map for 10 seconds and then we will move ahead. Till then, keep revising. Everything is clear. I hope everything is clear to you. Fine. Let us move ahead and try to understand the next topic. Cross-border rail network between Bihar and Nepal. Bihar and Nepal cross-border train network. This will be Nepal's first broad gauge passenger train services, all of which has been handheld by India from the start. Clear? Basically, our Ministry of External Affairs is funding this network between Jayanagar in Bihar and Barbados in Nepal. Okay, don't remember this cost, just
remember that because of India's help, this cross-border rail network between Bihar and Nepal has been constructed. And what are the deep places? Jayanagar of Bihar and Barbidas of Nepal. You can also skip this point because no need to remember such numerical value. Just to get an idea, you can see that okay, this is your 70 or something or essay. Okay, fine. Now this is your, you can see a connectivity. Here is your Nepal. Okay, and this was okay. Moving on to next topic, that is your Bangladesh India Nepal to move MVA Pact. What is MVA? Motor Vehicles Agreement Pact. Okay, BIN, between whom? Bangladesh, India and Nepal. They have signed MVA in 2015 in Bhutan. They have already signed this. Basically, aim is to provide seamless people-to-people contact if they are providing motor vehicles agreement. So, which means that for transportation they have came out with some good ideas. As per this pact or as per this agreement, member countries, that is your Bangladesh, India, Nepal, would allow the vehicles to move or enter into the territory under certain terms and conditions. Clear? Customs and tariffs will be decided by the countries and will be finalized at bilateral and trilateral forums. Okay. Who all international organizations are helping in this project? First is your Asian Development Bank is providing technical, advisory and financial support. Remember it. Okay. You should remember that they are providing this support to BBIN MVA initiative as part of assistance to South Asia Sub-Regional Economic Cooperation Program. ADB under this SASEC program is providing some help to BIN program. Clear? Fine. Next topic is China building dam on Mojba Zangbo River near Indian border. Basically, what is this river? This river originates in Tibet. It flows through Nepal and into the Ghagra river before joining the Ganga in India. This Mabja Zangbo river originates from Tibet. It goes to Nepal and then it meets to Ganga. Clear? From Ghaggar to Ganga. Basically, China is building dam here also. Earlier also, China has built dam on Yarlung Zangpo river. Here is this Yarlung Zangpo river. In India, it is known as Brahmaputra river. What happens when the countries are building dams on it? See, if a flowing river downstream, if a dam is being constructed, the flow of the river downstream will get disturbed. The people here will get less amount of water as compared to the earlier times. That is why India is not liking this initiative of China. Clear? This is your about Yarlung Zangpo river, which you need to understand. Very important fact that Yarlung Zangpo, it is the name in the Tibet, but it is Brahmaputra in India. It originates in Himalayas in Tibet and then it comes to Arunachal, then to Assam and then Bangladesh. And finally it comes to your Bay of Bengal. Here it is. Here the red route is the river route of your Yarlung Zangpo river. Clear? Understood? Fine. Now let us move to the next topic, that is your China holds first China India Ocean Region Forum. Okay, very important. You should know about it. Basically, China has held its first China Indian Ocean Region Forum. Okay, and the main thing is India is only not there. China has excluded India from this meeting. You need to understand. China held this meeting with 19 other countries and India was not part of it. Basically, the theme was to have a shared development theory and practices from perspective of blue economy. What is the objective? To counter India's strong influence in the Indian Ocean region, where India-backed organizations like IORA, Indian Ocean Rim Organization, is also there. So basically, China wants to eliminate the presence of India from the Indian Ocean region. That is why it has held this meeting. And India also keep having this type of meeting to counter Chinese attack, etc. So that is why China is also having this. This chart is very important for you. In this chart, everything is there which you need to understand, such as what all China initiatives have been in the Indian Ocean region. Let me focus more here. So here you can see what all China has done around India in the Indian Ocean region. You can understand it, such as your construction of Hambantota Port, Port of Colombo, Port of Tanjung Priok in your Indonesia, Gwadar Port in Pakistan, okay, Port of Karachi, Port of Duqm in Oman, everything. China is how China is controlling all these places. So it's a good map to view. You can have a good idea whatever you can see here so that you can analyze what all things China is being doing. Next, basically China is trying to influence the Indian Ocean region. By this we can already analyze that yes, China has also established a full-fledged naval base in Djibouti, first outside the country. Full-fledged naval base, Djibouti, East African country, right? This is your East African country. It has also acquired the Hambantota port on 99 years lease. It has also built the port at Pakistan's Gwadar in Arabian Sea opposite India's western coast. Means all these things China is doing to negate the influence of India in Indian Ocean region. Clear? China is also a dialogue partner in IORA, which has been formed in 1997. This also you need to understand. Clear? Yeah. Basically, China is calling to prevent the color revolution. What is color revolution? Basically, as you can see here, colors have been assigned to various revolutions, such as orange colors refers to series of protests that has occurred in Ukraine between 2004 and 5. That was the Orange Revolution. Tulip Revolution was first Kriz Revolution, clear, for ousting the Kyrgyzstan president Askar Ayav in 2005. What is Jasmine Revolution? It is a popular uprising that happened in 2010 in Tunisia. So this is your color revolution. Clear? Basically, China is calling to prevent color revolution. Who is China is saying to Hong Kong that don't force us to create a war-like situation, color-like revolution. Don't do it. Okay? Basically, it's a type of series of uprising that began in the Eastern Europe in early 2000s. Clear? So basically, these are all things happening here. Okay. Let us move to the next topic, that is your China's in 9 dash line. You can see here the 9 dash line which has been marked here. This one, this one, this one, this all these dashed lines. What does China say? That these whatever area is coming under these dash lines belongs to China. Basically, China is illegally occupying the areas of other countries as well, because of which it is in continuously conflict between Philippines, Malaysia, Vietnam. Clear? So that is why this is your important thing to know about it. Basically, China claims indisputable sovereignty over South China Sea, and the 9 dash line you need to remember covers your entire South China Sea. We can see here is the South China Sea. The 9 dash line are not geographical boundaries. These are not geographical boundaries, but it has been created by China only to show that all the area which is coming under these 9 dash line belongs to China. You can see here that Philippines, Malaysia and Vietnam are continuously in conflict with China because China is claiming their territory also. You should also know some fact that which are the countries that are bordering South China Sea, such as your Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, Singapore, East Malaysia, Brunei, Indonesia, Vietnam, China, Taiwan. This is your South China Sea. Clear? Yeah. Now let us move ahead and see another important news, that is China is inventing name for places in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. Five finger policy. In five finger policy, China says that one finger is Arunachal Pradesh and China holds the control over Arunachal Pradesh as well. It says that Arunachal Pradesh doesn't belongs to India but to China. It calls the area Zangnan. Okay. in the Chinese language and makes repeated reference to South Tibet. Zhangnan is a word that is used by China, which is for their acquired area. And you can see always China used to manipulate the maps of Arunachal Pradesh, saying that these territories belong to it. Next is your China's wolf warrior policy. What is this? Basically, it's a very aggressive style of diplomacy. Okay, it is a very aggressive style of diplomacy which has been adopted by Xi Jinping's administration. Okay, here basically confrontation directly happens with a combat. Okay, use of weapons. Clearly, that is why it is very dangerous for the other country. Okay, and countries are always in doubt that when China will carry out wolf warrior policy, it can create a big disaster. Clear? It is a philosophy of Xi Jinping. Next topic is that now 1 year has been to the Taliban 2.0. Basically, who are Taliban? These are the Islamic Emirates of Afghanistan. Taliban, other name is Islamic Emirates of Afghanistan. They are a group basically. It is a Deobandi Islamic fundamentalist, militant Islamist and jihadist political movement in Afghanistan. You must have already know and studied about this movement, whatever the unrest happened in the Afghanistan, basically because of the uprising of Taliban. They have ruled approximately for 5 years before being overthrown by the United States. United States will intervene here and will throw away the Taliban for acquiring the other country's state. So this is everything about it. Basically, Taliban belongs to Afghanistan now. Many unrest have been happened since they have came into the power. Clear? Fine. They are a terrorist group now who are ruling over the land of Afghanistan. Next is your Rohingya and refugee policy of India. Clear? Who are Rohingyas? Basically, these are minority. Okay, these are minorities, and let us first understand who are Rohingyas, then we will come to the news. They are Indo-Aryan ethnic group who predominantly follows Islam. Okay, and their place of living is Rakhine state in Myanmar. They are Muslims, they are Islamic. Okay, so basically they have also been designated by United Nations as most persecuted minority in the world, most persecuted. But however, when Myanmar's military came into power, you must have remembered that military coup has happened in the Myanmar, where military has overthrown the government of the Myanmar. Since then, they have been persecuted because Myanmar is basically a place of Buddhist and they were Islamic. So because of that, they have escaped to many other neighboring countries such as Bangladesh and India. Okay. This is your Rakhine state, guys. See carefully. This is your Myanmar. This is your Rakhine state. And here only it is the place of your Rohingyas. But now when Myanmar has been captured by military army, the Rohingya refugees are now fleeing to Bangladesh and India because they are facing huge amount of persecution. Clear? So this you need to remember. See the map carefully. This is Rakhine state, this is Burma. Burma or Myanmar both are same. Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh and India. Clear? Yeah. Now what is the news basically? News is that India has allowed Rohingya refugees to enter the country in 2012. They have allowed it. Okay. And considered the eruption of violent conflicts between Buddhists and Muslims as an internal affair. Basically, sometimes what happened when these refugees are entering into India or Bangladesh, India is already overpopulated country. But now when other refugee will also come, the resource scarcity will exaggerate. It will increase. People will find difficulty in accessing resources for living, housing, etc. Clear? So that is why problems were coming that what India should do. Myanmar has classified them as resident foreigners or associate citizens. Okay. They were forced to leave the Myanmar in large number after several violence which began in 2012. Clear? Basically, around 1200 Rohingyas have arrived Delhi in 2012. So this is everything about your Rohingya refugee, etc. Clear? I hope everything is clear. We should also learn some of the facts that whatever foreign, all the foreign undocumented nationals, undocumented means which are not having any particular document, identity, they are being tackled under the main four acts. First is your Foreigners Act of 1946, then is your Registration of Foreign Act of 1939, then your Passport Entry into India Act 1920 and Citizenship Act of 1955. All these laws deals with those foreigners who are undocumented, which means they are not having a proper document to give their to prove their identity. Clear? And also the foreign national who enters the country without a valid documents are treated as illegal migrants. Basically, there is no national law on refugee in India. Okay, only Ministry of Home Affairs used to deal with it presently, but here we can analyze that here is no such dedicated law for refugee presently in India. Clear? Yeah. Next topic is your India-Tajikistan bilateral relations. What is it? Basically, India and Tajikistan held a recent meeting. Here, many topics were discussed, such as water resource and energy. Okay, basically, the hot topic for the discussion was how we can manage the use of water efficiently to support the global water action, climate resistance, on water for sustainable development. Clear? So, this you need to understand. The 8 MOUs that were signed in 2008 between two nations were revisited. You must understand that in 2018 there were 8 agreements which were signed between India and Tajikistan. Where is Tajikistan? This one, Middle East country. Okay. Yeah. Basically, what were those 8 MOUs signed? They were in the field of space technology, disaster management, renewable energy, agriculture research, and education. You need to see it. Now next topic is about India and Thailand. It is also very important relation. Both the countries are important regional powers Southeast Asia, and basically these two countries are part of all these corporations or organizations listed here. ASEAN, East Asia Summit, BIMSTEC, MGC, ACB, IORA and ECMEX. All both these countries belong to these your organizations. Clear? Now, what were the trade relations? Basically, in 2021, Thailand became the India's fourth largest trading partner in Asian. Very important fact. In Asian, whatever Asian countries are there, in, in them, fourth largest trading partner was Thailand. And Thailand was India's 22nd top trade partner with trading between 6.6 billion. Clear? Chaliye. Some defense corporations are listed. That MOU and defense corporation was there in 2012. What were the some of the important exercises like exercise Cobra Gold? Cobra Gold is the largest Asia Pacific military exercise in Observer Plus category, and there is also a India Thailand counter terrorism cooperation you need to see. Okay. Now let us understand about the relations between India and Maldives. It is also very important. Maldives is your island, group of island, and it is India. Basically, India and Maldives are having a very good relationship. Okay, recently National College for Policing and Law Enforcement NCPLE. It was inaugurated by India's External Affairs Minister. Next important cooperation side is your economic cooperation. By tourism, we can say many jobs, employment is being created, okay, using economic cooperation. Afcons, an Indian company, signed a contract with largest ever infrastructure project in Maldives, which is Greater Malay Connectivity Project. Very important fact. Okay, Afcons. It is a project. It is a company who will be responsible for the construction of GMCP. India is Maldives' second largest trading partner. Second largest, India. So, how much important India is to Maldives, you can see with this fact. Bilateral trade has increased to 31% in 2021. Clear? Yeah. Next relation is of Japan, India and Japan relations. Basically, why we are studying it, because 2022 was the 70th anniversary of India-Japan diplomatic relations. Both the prime ministers conducted a 14th India-Japan annual summit. Clear? Basically, both the side leaders are enjoying these years of celebrations. Okay? Yeah. Now let us try to understand the basic history of what the relations with India and Japan have been through. Okay? Basically, the initial connectivity between these two countries was Buddhism. Buddhism started in Japan in around 6th century. Okay. Also, in 752 AD, there was a towering statue of Lord Buddha in Todaji temple that was performed by Indian monk Bodhisena. Okay. And India's culture is also promoting and celebrating the Buddhism, which because of which Japanese people are also in connect with it. It is very important. So if we try to analyze the basic thread that is connecting both these two countries is nothing but your Buddhism. Clear? Basically, India and Japan Association was set up in 1903, and this is the oldest international friendship body in Japan. In the Japan only, revolutionary Raj Bihari Bose, he spread the idea of fighting against Britishers to free India from them. Where? In Japan only. Also, Azad Hind Fauj was also organized, where we got Indians got a very huge support from Japanese army to fight against Britishers during the time of Second World War. Clear? Yeah. This you must have already know, because this is a revision class. History has already been completed in your modules, so you can go through it. After independence, what were some of the cooperation? Just like 1949, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru donated an Indian elephant to UNO Zoo in Tokyo. Peace treaty was signed between 1952, okay, and this treaty was one of the first peace treaty signed with Japan after World War II. Also, India was the first country in 1958 who received a loan from Japan in Japanese currency. Clear? Then impetus was given to the India-Japan relation, which means that India and Japan became more close after the fall of USSR. Okay, when the USSR broken down. India's East Asia policy and its need to fill by termination of Soviet also created a huge bond between India and Japan. These all things are there, you should be understanding. All the other facts you can go through it. It is for your reading purpose. Clear? Okay. Next, let us go to the next topic, that is your Sri Lanka issue, which is your fisherman issue, which is going on continuously since last 2 to 3 years with Sri Lanka. Where it is happening, this issue is happening in Park Strait, this area. This is your Tamil Nadu area. You can see this is Rameshwaram. This island is your Kachathivou island, and this is your Sri Lanka. Clear? So basically, there were no clear demarcation of maritime border between India and Sri Lanka earlier. But what happened in 1970? They concluded that maritime agreements of 1974 and 1976, where they have clearly demarcated that this area belongs to her and this area belongs to this. Boundaries were Park Bay in Gulf of Mannar, this is your Park Bay, and your Bay of Bengal respectively. Clear? And in this agreement only, India has given the islands of Kachathivou in the Park Bay to Sri Lanka. Okay, this is your Kachathivou island which India has given to Sri Lanka, but however, Tamil Nadu people are not accepting it. They are saying that no, these islands belong to us. That is why issue is always going on. And Indian fishermen are always fishing there. Here they are fishing. However, this area now Kachathivou belongs to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka has the right to fish here, but Indians are fishing here. All the areas behind it. That is why issue is going on. Okay. It is the center of a long-standing dispute between fishermen of Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka. It is an uninhabited island in the Park Strait. This is formed because of the volcanic eruption that I have already told you. Clear? Why the island is in bone of contention, why the issue is always going on, I have already explained to you, because early India has given Kachativu island to Sri Lanka, but anyhow today also Tamil Nadu fishermen go there and do fishing. Okay, but now the right of fishing should be for Sri Lanka because that Kachativu island belongs to Sri Lanka. This I have explained to you. Okay. Another agreement that was signed between India and Japan was that it happened in the 1976 to determine the boundary of Gulf of Mannar and Bay of Bengal. This agreement restricted that both the countries' fishermen won't be intervening into each other's area. Clear? With the establishment of exclusive economic zones by two countries, they have created their own zones, and you can understand that both the agreements have been done that in the either side no fishermen will try to intervene. Okay, but still what is happening, Indian fishermen are going there, and some of the fishermen are also killed by the your Sri Lankan side because they are illegally coming into their area. So this is everything about that fishing issue in India, Sri Lanka and your Kachativu island. Okay, let us move to the next part, that is your India and Nepal. Okay, they are having a historical cordial relations is the establishment of diplomatic relations, which are the bordering share countries. This you can see, this is your Nepal. Which country of India shares border with Nepal? Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Sikkim, West Bengal. Okay, these are all the country which share borders with your Nepal. Here I have written here. Clear? Yeah. They are having a very beautiful cultural correction. Okay. Mithilanchal region of Bihar province and its culture is spread till Nepal. Mithilanchal region in Bihar shares cultural connect with the people of Nepal as well. Apart from Nepali, Maithili is also taken the official language in Nepal, and Maithili is used in India also. Okay. As per the mythology, Sita, the daughter of King Janak of Mithila, okay, at the time the capital of Mithila was Janakpur, part of Nepal, and this Sita Mata belongs to Indian mythology. You can see. Okay. About 60% of Nepali youth are recruited in Gorkha regiment of Indian Army. Okay, see, Indian Army is having a regiment, that is your Gorkhas. In that Gorkha, 60% of the Nepali youth are being deployed there. Clear? So you should also remember it. This is your map. You can see here which all states are sharing the boundary. You should know it. Let us look to some other developments, that is your West Seti project. Basically, the government of Nepal has decided to hand over the agreement of 750 megawatt of West Seti hydropower project to India's National Hydropower Company Limited. Basically, Nepal has decided to give this West Seti power project access to India. This is a very proud and good thing for India also. Clear? It is a 750 megawatt hydropower project giving power from water, and it is planned on the West Seti river. River is there Seti, which is flowing in the Nepal, and on the west side of it, here is Seti river. You can see this is Seti river flowing down, and on the west side of river, this is your West Seti dam, which will help in giving us the hydropower required. Clear? Understood till this point? Look the map there. Okay? Yeah. Let us move further. Basically, this project is a 750 megawatt of hydropower project, which I have already told you. It in the West Seti and Seti river, it is a joint storage project which will generate around 1200 megawatts of electricity. This storage of reservoir will fill the water in the monsoon and then it will provide us with the electricity whenever is needed during the dry season. Clear? Yes. Next, we have completed the second pillar as well. First pillar was your multilateral organizations. Second pillar was your Asia. Now, third pillar is your Russia and Ukraine. It is also very important because since last 1.5 years, Russia-Ukraine war is continuously in news. Okay, major developments have been happened that we will be looking forward. Yeah. Basically, Russia has been out from the United Nations Human Rights Council. It is, and what is now Human Rights Council? It is an intergovernmental body within the United Nations. As the word says, Human Rights Council. It strengthens the promotion and protection of human rights around the world. It also recommends situations of human rights violation and discuss how we can protect them. Okay. Basically, earlier there was Human Rights Commission on United Nations Commission on Human Rights, but now it has been replaced to United Nations Human Rights Council. Okay, letters here and there you can remember it. It was created in 2006 and in 2007 the council adopted institutional building package to set up the procedures and mechanism. Membership, let us understand what who all are the members. Basically, they are having 47 members who are elected by majority vote through a direct and secret ballot held in UNGA. Election is being held for the membership of countries. Here you can see. Basically, membership has been divided into four parts. First grouping is your African and Asia Pacific. Here 13 seats have been allotted. Latin American and Caribbean, here 8 seats have been allotted. Western Europe and other states having 7 seats, and Eastern Europe is having 6 seats. So covering the entire world, 4 groups are there. And the members are serving for 3 years and are not re-eligible for immediate re-election after serving 2 consecutive terms. For example, a country A served for 3 years. Then country A again served for 3 years. Now this country is not allowed to serve now immediately, okay, after serving 2 consecutive terms. Understood? So this is about your Human Rights Council. Now let us look to the next part. Next is that about the Russia-Ukraine conflict only, that nuclear power plant raises contamination scare. Okay, as we are already seeing that both the countries are fighting very harshly, very violently. And now let us understand what are the threats which can be caused due to nuclear plant fire. Basically, Ukraine is heavily dependent on nuclear energy. Okay, in 2024, plants generated this much amount of energy. The third largest in Europe after Russia, France, and then it comes to Ukraine. Ukraine is having 15 nuclear reactors and it covers around 54% of the electricity needs of the country. Basically, Ukraine's entire electricity's 54% is coming from nuclear power. Clear? You should understand. Okay, these are some of the tidbits. You can see water energy reactors are there in all the 15 power plants. Basically, it's a coolant and a water moderator. You can see here, this is your Ukraine, this is your Russia, Chernobyl gas disaster which has gone here. This is your Mariupol, Crimea. You can see the map here. Clear? Okay. The 4 power plants which I have mentioned in the previous slide is Rivne power plant. Try to read it what it is written. Khmelnytskyi power plant, South Ukraine plant near Odisha, and Zaporizhzhia plant. Okay, you should try to see. All the power plants are mentioned here. This is your Rivne, this is your Khmelnytskyi, South Ukraine, and Zaporizhzhia. This is your power plant situated in the Ukraine, which is responsible for supply of 54% of the electricity need. Okay, fine. Let us move to the next topic, that is your Nord Stream pipeline. Very important topic. It's a natural gas pipeline. Okay. The original Nord Stream pipeline was having 55 billion cubic meter. It was finished in 2012. This line you can see the green line Nord Stream, and this is your Nord Stream 2. Okay. Basically they are running from the Russia to Germany. We can see here. You can see this line. What is Nord Stream 2 pipeline? Basically, it is to follow the route of existing. It is saying that it will run parallelly to the Nord 1 steam pipeline underneath the Baltic Sea. Yes, that is there. This is your Nord Stream 1 pipeline, and the second pipeline is running parallelly to it. Okay. This will transport natural gas from Russia to Germany directly. Okay, you can see here. So this is your everything about your Nord Stream 2. Basically, you need to remember the location. Two location important. Viborg and your Greifswald in Germany. Clear, guys? Nord Stream 2 pipeline, natural gas pipeline from Russia to Germany. There are two pipelines, 1 and 2. Okay. Next topic is that Russia has rejoined the Black Sea Grain Initiative. What is this Black Sea Green? I'm saying green again. Black Sea Grain Initiative. Basically, this was a deal which was mediated by United Nations and Turkey. What is the objective of this initiative? To provide safe maritime humanitarian corridor for Ukrainian exports. From three of the Ukrainian export, one is your Chornomorsk, second is your Odisha, and third is your Yuzhny. Basically, this Black Sea Grain Initiative focused to provide a very safe path to these all ports of Ukraine so that they can easily export their goods. Clear? This is your Black Sea Initiative, and Russia has rejoined it again. We can see here. Understood? Any doubt till this point? Comment below if you are with me, you are able to understand everything. Okay? Okay, fine. Let us move ahead and see that Russia has blocked an agreement on nuclear treaty which belongs to United Nations. Basically, the nuclear non-proliferation treaty has been reviewed by 191 signatories every 5 years. What is this non-proliferation treaty? What is the dictionary meaning of non-proliferation? To not to acquire. Okay. Basically, it aims to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons. Okay. The final document needed the approval of all the countries in the conference that are parties to it. Okay. But however, Russia has blocked, and this has hampered the passage of this treaty because it needs approval of all the countries. Clear? Okay. What is the global fear of nuclear emergency? Basically, Russia has occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, which is situated in the southeast Ukraine. Okay. Basically, that is having Chernobyl nuclear power plant, and it is a very dangerous. If it's get any type of disaster because of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, there can be nuclear emergency. Another important plant was of power grid, which you can see. Okay. So all these fears are emerging out because Russia has blocked the agreement. Next, what is the global negotiations happening? Basically, the Conference on Disarmament remains the world's single multilateral disarmament negotiating forum, and India supports it. Okay, and India supports it. India also remained committed to negotiations regarding fissile material cutoff treaty. This is a part of CD only. CD is your Conference on Disarmament. In CD, there is your FMTCT, that is your fissile material cutoff treaty. Basically, this is a international agreement proposed Okay, it is proposed one, not came yet. That prohibits the two main components of nuclear weapons, that is uranium and plutonium. These both materials elements are used to manufacture, or these are only responsible for making up of your uranium nuclear weapons. So what has happened? India has supported this agreement. Clear? Okay. Let us move ahead with the next topic, that is your G7 summit. The Ukraine crisis and major takeaways from India. Now G7 summit has been happened. You have already know about it. What is G7? G7 stands for Group 7 of 7 countries. I have already shown you one image. There was G7, 8 and 20. What are these 7 countries? Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, UK and US. All the big powerful economies coming together. What were the key takeaways? First was your climate change, second was your building back better and greener, and shifting approach towards China. We need to shift our dependence from China to some other country. These are the key notable points which you can see. Another points were the global COVID-19 vaccine rollout. You should see here. Next, the global tax agreement remains elusive. Basically, the global tax remain, which the 15% we should be taxing to each one of it should be uniform for all the country. However, this has not been started yet. One important takeaway was just energy transition partnership. Basically, this just energy transition partnership was initiated with South Africa in COP26 to transit to a clean energy. Clear? Okay. And US has announced that it will be a leader of partnership for global infrastructure and investment. You should understand. Other major outcomes are Global Alliance on Food Security, Climate Club, and 600 billion partnership for global infrastructure and investment. Clear? Okay. This was everything about your pillar number 3. That was your what was your pillar number 3 about your relations. Okay, I have explained everything about it. I hope everything is clear to you till this point. Russia Ukraine relations and whatever the things are happening. Now let us move to the pillar number 4, that is your Indo US. Very important part, Indo and US relations. Let us see what is there. Basically, White House has supported Eagle Act. Eagle full form is Equal Access to Green Cards for Legal Employment 2022. It is also known as the Immigration Bill 3648. Basically, it focuses on hiring immigrants based on merit and not their birthplace. It's a very good act. Basically, US is not supporting their countrymen to have to come and take the job opportunity, but it is also allowing the other country based on the merit. It is written here, but not on the birthplace. It was introduced in 2021. Goal is to allow US employers to focus on hiring immigrants based on merit and not on their birthplace, and this will help to eliminate per country limitations on employment based immigrant visas. This will also help, okay, other countries to take part in the employment. Next is your UN counter terrorism meet. Basically, counter terrorism committee that has unanimously adopted the Delhi Declaration to counter the usage of new and emerging technologies for terrorist purposes. Whatever the new country is happening, whatever the new technologies are coming in terrorist purpose, we need to curb them. Okay, and India has also given 5-point suggestion to this CTC, Counter Terrorism Committee. 5-point suggestion. Now, what is this CTC? Basically, it's a committee of United Nations Security Council, which was established in 2001 after the 11 September Act 2001 attack against the US. And this committee has been formed after the UNSC resolution 1371. These resolutions are very important, can be asked in your prelims as match the following. This CTC is having 15 member states. All the country names are written here and you should focus, and India is also among them. Clear guys? But wherever 2023 is written, which means that they have been recently admitted here. Okay. Next is India and US led Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. Okay. Basically, India was the only country not to join the Declaration on Trade. Okay. Members of this Indo-Pacific IPEC. Members are India, US, Australia, Brunei, Fiji, Indonesia, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, New Zealand, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam. Now what is this IPEF? Basically it was launched by United States. Okay. President Joe Biden in Tokyo, May 2022, just a year back. It focuses on the 4 pillars: trade, supply chain, clean energy, tax and anti-corruption. Clear? Okay. Next, except Cambodia, Laos and Myanmar and other Southeast nations are part of IPEF. Very important thing written here. Laos, Myanmar and Cambodia are not a part of it. Other countries are part of it. It will advance the resilience, sustainability, inclusiveness, economic growth, fairness, competitiveness for our economies. These 14 partners represent 40% of the global GDP and 28% of the goods and service trade. An important fact you should remember. See, all these facts you are not supposed to do rote learning. You are just remembering in the mind. No, it is you. It is for you to analyze how big the grouping is. Okay, how big the grouping is. Okay. Let us move ahead and see what is the next coming. That is your CATSA waiver. What is it? What is CATSA waiver? Basically, CATSA, let us see the news later on. First, let us see what is CASTA. Basically, the full form of CASTA is, first try to see the full form of CATSA. The full form of CATSA is Countering American Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. Okay. Basically, America has brought out this law, this sanction, CATSA, which he imposes on those countries which countries are buying any type of defense material from Russia. Basically, it's a kind of punishment. It is given to those country who is interested in buying the army weapons from Russia. Okay. Basically, it's a very tough law that authorizes US administration to impose sanctions on those country that purchases defense from Russia. Basically, India has been waived off from CATSA by US. Although India has purchased the S-400 missiles from Russia, still India has been provided this waiver because India is having a very good relations with US. Okay. Apart from Russia, it is also providing punishments to those countries against Iran and North Korea as well, you can see. But now you should understand that why US has done this, because of Russia's annexation on Crimea in 2014. Basically, we should also try to understand what all agreements are there between India and US related to military. First is your GSOMIA. Okay, basically it's a military information agreement that came into picture in year 2002. Okay, but it allows two countries to protect any classified information or technology if there is any share between them. Next is your LEMOA, Logistic Exchange Agreement, that is signed in 2016. It provides for sharing military logistics, refueling, replenishment, etc. Third is your COMCASA, Communication Security Agreement, signed in 2018, to share the encrypted communication equipments and to secure peacetime and wartime communication. Next is your BECA 2020, Basic Exchange Cooperation Agreement. Basically, this will allow to get real-time access to American geospatial intelligence that will enhance the automated systems of weapons such as missiles and armed drones. So these are the four agreements that has been signed between India and US in aspect of military. Now let us move to the pillar number 5, that is your Europe. We have completed till pillar 4. First topic is Finland and Sweden are set to apply for NATO membership. The question will come here that about the NATO. Full form is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It's an intergovernmental military alliance of 30 different countries from Europe, North America and Asia. Okay. Basically, it has been established by North Atlantic Treaty in 1949 to create a counterweight to Soviet armies stationed in Central and Eastern European country. Original members are mentioned here. Basically, I want to tell you the aim. Aim is that it says that if there is any armed attack against one or more of them in Europe or North America, that is your NATO members are getting attacked by any countries, that shall be considered attack against them all and collective action will be taken to the attacker. Clear? If one country of NATO is being affected, which means that all country will be affected, so collective action will be taken. Headquarters is at Brussels, Belgium. Clear? Member countries, you can see here all the member countries are mentioned and also mention that North Macedonia is the latest country which has joined NATO. Now let us learn about the next topic, that is Project 75 India or P75I. It was first cleared in 2007, but however because of many changes, it is a big plan that focuses on 30-year submarine building plan that will end in 2030. Okay. In 1999, India government approved a plan for Navy to build and induct safe of art submarines by 2030. Cost is around this much. Basically, as part of this plan, India was to build 24 submarines. Out of these 24, 18 conventional submarines and 6 nuclear powered submarines. Total 24 to stand against China and Pakistan. Clear? Understood? It will have air dependent propulsion system. You can see here. Basically, initially it has signed some contract deals with France Naval Group also to build 6 Scorpion class submarine for its project. And the next phase of this project is to construct 6 conventional submarine with improved sensor. You can see here. Clear? Apart from the naval group, countries which are part in this project along with India is Russia's, Spain's, Germany and South Korea. Okay, which means that France, Russia, Spain, Germany and South Korea are together helping India in this project. Next pillar is your Australia, pillar number 6. You can see this beautiful picture of Australia here, so refreshing. Okay, let us see what all news are coming here. Critical mineral and the new India-Australia collaboration. Let us first understand what is critical mineral. Basically, these are those elements that are building blocks of essential modern day technology and are also in the risk because of your supply chain disruption. If there will be supply chain disruption, huge amount of technology development will get a halt. Okay. These minerals are used in everything such as your mobile phones, computers, electric vehicles, green technologies, wind turbines, etc. All these aerospace, communication, defense are using critical minerals for the equipment manufacturing. What are the steps taken by India? Basically, India has set up Kabil or Khanij Bidesh India Limited. It's a joint venture of 3 public sector companies to ensure the proper supply of these materials, these minerals to domestic market. Remember Kabil, very important for critical minerals. Clear? This is your Kabil and Australia's Critical Mineral Facilitation Office CMFO and Kabil has recently signed an MOU aimed at ensuring reliable supply to India, which Australia and India together have signed. Okay. Let us move ahead and see what is next. India-Australia Major Trade Pact comes into effect. Basically, in 2021, Australia and India formally relaunched the CECA negotiation, okay, with the intention of concluding Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement (ECTA). Okay, clear everyone? So basically, these both country has signed a very good pact together that will focus on the major trade happening between them and to allow the seamless transport of goods and services, increasing the Indian businesses. Understood? Okay. The India-Australia ACTA, we should know about it. Economic Cooperation Trade Agreement ACTA. It covers almost all tariff lines dealt with India and Australia. India will benefit from potential market by Australia of its 100% tariff lines. Okay. India will also offer preferential access to Australia over 70% tariff line. Basically, Indian graduates from STEM, science and technology, engineering and mathematics will be granted post-study work visas also between these ACTA agreement. It will provide zero duty access to 96% of the India's export to Australia and about 85% of Australia's export to India. Very good trade pact which has been signed for the seamless movement of goods. Clear? Fine. That was everything about Europe. Now next pillar is about maritime. Let us see what all important things have been there here. First is your Lok Sabha has passed Indian Arctic Bill of 2022. Basically, where is sorry, not Arctic, Antarctic. Basically, where is Antarctic? South Pole. Clear? Southern Hemisphere. It is a cold terrain located in Southern Hemisphere covered by Antarctic convergence, an uneven line of latitude where cold, northward flowing Antarctic needs water. This is just a very technical definition. You can understand Antarctic is to the south hemisphere, extremely south. Basically, it's an exclusive landmass without a native population. There is no such population. Though there are human settlements with scientists and their support, this is very important fact. Question can come that there is no settlement in Antarctica. It is not like that. There are some settlement, but we cannot say that pollution is there, population is there. Clear? You can understand it. Now let us learn what is your Antarctic Treaty about. Basically, this treaty was signed in Washington, D.C. in 1959 by the 12 nations that have been active during IGY. Okay? Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Chile, France, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, South Africa, United Kingdom, US and USSR are the 12 nations that have been initially there in the Antarctic Treaty. Okay, fine. Through this agreement, the countries active in Antarctica consult on the uses of whole continent. Basically, what is there in this Antarctic Treaty? Basically, it is about exploring minerals, exploring things, understanding the habitat, understanding the living of mammals there, everything, research. Clear? Basically, research. And in India, Indian Antarctic program is there in the India level. That is a multidisciplinary, multi-institutional program under the control of National Center for Antarctic and Ocean Research, Ministry of Earth Sciences, MOES. And India has officially acceded to this treaty in 1983. Remember it. Clear? In India, who is responsible for Antarctic? Ministry of Earth Sciences. Fine. Now let us try to understand what are India's Arctic ambition. In the previous section, we have learned about Antarctic, but it is Arctic, that is North. Okay, what is Arctic policy? Basically, policy is having 6 pillars here: science and research, climate and environment protection, economic and human development, transportation, governance, and national capacity building. These are the few pillars where India is focusing on. Okay. Now, what is the status of India's in Arctic as of now? You need to understand. Basically, it is having research base in Arctic since 2008. and also two observatories are there. One single station is there known as Himadri, which is situated in Ny-Ålesund, Svalbard, okay, where researchers go and they be there for 180 days to do the researches. Understood? Since 2007, India has done 17 expeditions to Arctic and ran 23 active science projects also there. Around 25 universities in India are active in Arctic research, and India is having observer status in Arctic Council. Himadri, very important point you should remember. Next pillar is your pillar 8, which is about your defense exercises. We will be covering all the important defense exercises happened since 1 to 1.5 years. Starting with your Japan-India Maritime Bilateral Exercise, JIMEX. JIMEX full form Japan-India Maritime Exercise, EX. It started in 2012. It focuses on maritime as the word M says maritime. Basically in 2022, what happened? What was the aim? To consolidate the high degree of interoperability that exists between maritime forces between the two countries. Okay. Indian Navy in this bilateral exercise was represented by three indigenously designed and built warships. Very proud point here. First is your Sayadri and corvettes Kadmat and Kavrati. In this JIMEX, three indigenous warship taken part. Clear? And Japan by ship Izumo, helicopter carrier Takanami and guided missile destroyer. Okay? Fine. Here is your Japan. Basically, you can see this is your Japan map. Okay. Let us move ahead and see what is next. Exercise Pitch Black. Pitch Black happens in Australia, remember it. It's a biennial 3-week multilateral air combat training exercise. 2 years. It happens once in 2 years for 3 weeks. And it's a multilateral air combat training exercise. Okay, it is hosted by Royal Australian Air Force. First time it was held in 1981. Obviously, aim will be to equip all the commanders with proper ability, proper strength, training, exercise, etc. Clear? Understood? Okay. Let us move to the next one, that is your Mission Sagar 9. INS Gharyal delivered over 760 kg of 107 types of critical life-saving medicines in under this mission Sagar 9. Sagar full form, it is our government of India's vision, that is your security and growth for all in the region. It is India's Navy responsible for taking all the security in the and the growth, and also to assist the friendly Indian Ocean region littorals. And under this mission only they have provided 760 kg of different types of critical life saving medicines. Clear? Understood? Okay. You can learn here whatever here written is your elaborations. You can go through it whenever you want. Next defense exercise is multinational peacekeeping exercise, that is your X-Kha Quest 2022 that has been commenced in Mongolia. Clear? Okay. Basically, it's a multinational peacekeeping operation conducted in Mongolia. Where is Mongolia? In China. It's a region in China. You can see here. Here is Mongolia. This is your China. It consists of United Nations Peacekeeping Mission Command Post exercise. Okay. Mission field training. Mongolian Armed Force, 5 hill countries. 5 hill training areas. India is also taking part in this. 16 countries are taking part, including Indian Army. Aim is to enhance the interoperability, building military to military relationship, peace building, okay, etc. So basically, it's a type of peacekeeping exercise to promote the peace and provide training. And recent 2022 has been happened in the Mongolia. Clear? Fine. Next is your army inducts Russian manpads. What is manpads? Basically, they are short range, lightweight, portable surface to air missile, going from surface to air missile that may be fired by individuals or small groups to kill aeroplanes, helicopters, and the full form is man portable air defense system. Clear? To kill off the any kind of threat if they are facing in the air. Basically, they aid in protection of the troops from aerial attacks. Okay, you can see here. They can be fired from helicopter or boat or launched from a top ground vehicle as well. This is your manpad. You can see this commander is holding it. Okay. Next exercise is IAS Maritime Exercise 2022. Okay. Basically, short name is IAS Maritime Exercise. This aim is to enhance the interoperability in humanitarian assistance and disaster relief among the member navies. Clear? There are 25 members, but in recent exercise of 22, only 15 took part. Participation included warships, maritime reconnaissance aircraft, helicopters, etc. And it's a very good type of training type of program where commanders can be skilled enough. Clear? Okay. Next relation is your exercise Dharmya Guardian 2022. It's a joint military exercise between India and Japan. Very important. And it is happening since 2018. What is the aim of this? To share experience gained during various counter-terrorism operations in respective countries. Both the countries will share experience and tell how well they can manage it. Clear? Basically, about 15th, about your 22nd that happened exercise, it was the 15th Battalion, Maratha Light Infantry Regiment of Indian Army and 30th Infantry Regiment of Japanese came together. This exercise lasted for 12 days. Both of them exchanged the operation. You can understood, and this has been started since 2018. Next is your exercise Cobra Warrior 2022. Basically, it's largest annual Royal Air Force exercise for training both pilots and air specialists in planning and executing complex airborne mission. It is aiming to train pilots and air specialists for the complex airborne mission. India participated for the first time, that is why it is very important. Clear? Other countries who took part were United Kingdom, Sweden, Saudi Arabia and Bulgaria, you can see. And from India side, our light combat aircraft Tejas took part. Okay, you can see here. This was the first ever outing of LCA Tejas in international air exercise, that is your Cobra Warrior 22. Next exercise is India and Oman begins Eastern Bridge 6 air exercise. Eastern Bridge is air exercise between India and Oman. Okay, basically Oman has deployed F-16 fighters whereas Air Force deployed Sukhoi 20 MKI Jaguar and Mirage. Understood? Fine. India-Oman relations over 3 years, you should be understanding here. All the things are mentioned here. For Oman, India was the third largest source of its import. Okay, and third largest market. Basically, for Oman, India is a very important partnership because it is third in the training. It is third in the trading partner. Clear? You can understand. Let us move ahead with your next topic, that is your Indo-French dialogue on bilateral defense cooperation. You can see here basically India and French had a meeting on bilateral defense cooperation and India and France has signed a strategic partnership agreement in 1998. Clear? And they have been expanding the relationship despite the world is changing their dynamic. Also, France has been termed by India, means India says to France that France is our gateway to Europe. Clear? So basically it had a meeting where what was the aim? To enhance the defense cooperation between the nations to have talks on defense. Next is your China Solomon Islands signed a landmark security agreement. Now what is that agreement? Basically, the Intergovernmental Framework Agreement Security Cooperation was signed between the two countries seeking to enhance social stability and long-term tranquility in Solomon Islands. What is tranquility? Peace. Basically, both countries are aiming to provide peace to the Solomon Islands. Area of focus will be social order, protection of people's safety, humanitarian assistance and disaster response. Clear? This is the person from China. This is from Solomon Island. Both are signing security agreement. Next topic is in a first India and Africa to hold joint military drill. Which country? India and Africa. Clear? Okay. In March 2019, India held its first ever joint country with African country in 2019, where 17 African countries took participation. Understood? Special focus was on Seychelles and Mauritius. Clear? And in 2019, Indian, Brazilian and South African navies participated in joint multinational maritime exercise IPSAMR. IPSA, what is your full form? India, Brazil, South Africa maritime exercise. India, Brazil, South Africa maritime bus or exercise here. Clear? So they have held it together. This was your pillar number 8, everything about your defense exercises. Now we are moving to the last pillar of our IR, that is your miscellaneous part which has been left and that are very important for your prelims examination. Let us see what is there. First is about India's patent regime. Basically, what is your patent? Meaning of patent? If you have invented something, just remember that if you have invented something and you don't want that other people also invent that, steal your idea and start inventing, so that will be your loss. So patent is an exclusive set of right. It is granted for an invention, okay, which may be a product also or a process also, not only product. Clear? So basically, to safeguard your invention, patent is being assigned. Now, what is India's patent regime? It is governed under the Act of India's Patent Act of 1970. What does it say? What all product or processes can be granted patent? First is it should be novel. Novel means new. That should not be taken from anyone. It should have inventive steps or it must be non-obvious, unique. It should be capable of industrial applications. It should not attract the provisions of 3 and 4 of Indian Patents Act of 1970. All the three provisions are very important, can be asked in the statement question in UPSC examination. Yeah. Let us move to the next topic, that is your neighborhood first policy. This is not fast policy, this is your first policy. Okay. Neighborhood first means India's neighborhood countries are always, India's promises them to be with them, whosoever is India's neighborhood. Neighborhood first policy. Okay, basically it's a core component of India's foreign policy. It focuses to have peaceful relations, collaborative synergies, co-development with South Asian, etc. and focuses on all these parameters mentioned here. Clear? Okay. Basically, it complements India's Look East policy, Southeast Asia Look West policy and Middle East. Basically, neighborhood first means whatever India's neighborhoods are there, they will consider as first priority. Clear? Next topic is your Falkland Island issue. Basically, where is Falkland? This is your Falkland Island. You can see here. Just here, okay, to the east of Argentina in the South Atlantic Ocean. It is also known as Malvinas. It is in the South Atlantic Ocean and it belongs to United Kingdom. It's a overseas territory of UK. Understood? To the east of Strait of Magellan. This is your Strait of Magellan. You can see here. Capital is Stanley. Okay, you can understood here. Fine. This is your Falkland Island. So Falkland Island issue is going on. So this is very important. Falkland Island. You can be asked its location, and it can also be said that it is a territory of US. No, it is belong to UK. Next is United Nations accuses China of Uyghur rights abuses. Basically, China is having a group of people named as Uyghurs, but China is not recognizing those people, and that is why United Nations is abusing them. Clear? Xinjiang and importance to China. These Uyghurs people belong to Xinjiang province of China. Xinjiang lies in the northwest of the China as country's largest region. Clear? You can understand here. Like Tibet, it is also autonomous. Basically, it has power of self-government, Xinjiang, but however, China doesn't give them the power. Clear? It is mostly desert region, produces about 1/5 of the world's cotton. You should understand. The region also contains a wealth of natural resources having oil, gas, rare earth elements. Okay, you can understand. While China and Russia have largely aligned their foreign policies in recent years, you can just see that basically what is the context here I am telling you. China is having a province area known as Xinjiang where Uyghur people live, but China is not recognizing their rights. They are saying that no, we won't be recognizing, we won't be giving you special arrangement, but United Nations here is accusing China. So what is important for you? Important is Uyghur community belongs to which region? There can be many options: Kazakhstan, China, Russia, etc. So you should be able to answer it. Next is your India Turkmenistan Science Memorandum of Cooperation. Basically, it becomes important the relation of India and Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan is very important partner of India Central Asia Summit, the first of which India hosted virtually in January this year. It is placed in Central Asia and connectivity is something. Important agreements that can be significant for both, that is your INSTC, Indian International North-South Transport Corridor, and your TAPI. Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan and India pipeline. Okay, you can understand it. Next topic is your second India Nordic Summit. Basically the first summit held in 2018. Clear? Nordic is a country. It's a region. It's a group of region consisting of Denmark. This is your Denmark here. Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland and Faroe Island, Greenland and Åland. Okay, this is your Faroe Island. Got it? So this area is known as Nordic region, not having countries I have mentioned here. So second Nordic summit has held. First one was in 2018. Okay, basically India and Nordic states share a convergence in values in freedom of speech, religion and media. They are having equal thoughts as we are having. You can understand. Countries are very important. Countries can be asked what are the countries which are present in Nordic region, so you should be able to answer. 7th edition of Resina Dialogue happened. What is Resina Dialogue? Basically, it's a very important topic. It's an annual conference on geopolitics and geoeconomics addressing issues facing the global community. What is Resina here? It has been named after the Resina Hill, the seat of the Indian government. Who organizes it? By Ministry of External Affairs, collaboration with ORF, that is your Observer Research Foundation. Understood? Participation of heads of the state, ministers, journalists, academics, researchers, all are there. Okay, in 2022, 100 sessions, around 210 speakers from 90 countries took part here. This event takes place in New Delhi. Side events were in Berlin and Washington. Theme, what was the theme in 2022? Terra Nova, impassioned, impatient, and your imperiled. Clear? Okay. Next is Indian selections to UK Parliament. Dadabhai Naroje and Rishi Sunak. Okay. Basically, who was Dadabhai Naroje? If you remember, he was a moderate. If you have read history properly, he was he belonged to the moderates group. Moderates meaning he won't be revolting against Britishers in a violent way, but he will just do petition. He will just request for the changes, to incorporate the changes. The Dadabhai Naroje also known as Grand Old Man of India and unofficial ambassador to India. Okay. You can see here many facts are there basically for him. His book on poverty and un-British rule. The book has been written by which of the following people, asking in the prelims examination? Remember, Dadabhai Naroje has wrote it. Basically, also he has provided a theory of wealth drain, that how Britishers taken out wealth from the India and took out for the profit of their own purpose. It has been mentioned in his theory. Clear? So this is everything about Dadabhai Naroje. And this is our last topic of the day, that is your Zapat 2021. Clear? What is Zapat 2021? Basically, it's an exercise. It is one of the theater level exercise of Russian armed forces and will focus primarily on operation against terrorists. It is of Russia armed forces which is focusing on terrorists. It begins at Nizhny in Russia, where the Indian contingent will participate. You can understand. The Naga Regiment is an infantry regiment of Indian Army. Clear? India also participated in the exercise T Centenar, which is part of annual series of large-scale Russian Armed Force annual training cycle. Clear? Understood? Zapad is of Russia. India participated in this TSNR, which is part of Indian Armed Forces only, for providing the training to armed forces. So till now everything is clear to you. We have covered each and every point related to your international relations, and I hope that you all are able to grasp the concept in a very good way. So I will take a leave here. I will come out with more sessions with you. Till now, keep revising whatever we have uploaded for the prelims. Everything will be beneficial for you. And do comment in the section below that how you like the video. Please give us feedback so that we can incorporate the improvements, whatever you will say to us, and keep showering love. With this, I am ending the lecture. Keep revising and stay motivated. Thank you.